All right, Evan, give us the stats on Braelon Allen. That way we
Yeah,
can talk about the
so
vibes.
Braelon Allen played his entire career at Wisconsin. Was an athlete coming out of college. He was thought to be a linebacker, and I'm pretty sure he was a linebacker when he originally committed to
He was a
Wisconsin.
safety.
Safety, okay, an oversized safety. Maybe he was transitioning to linebacker,
Yep.
or transitioning from high school linebacker. But Braelon Allen, expected to be 6'2", 235. I genuinely don't think he's 235. I think he's probably closer to 222, somewhere in that range to be able to run 225, 222, 225.
We just saw Leggett. Leggett was 220.
Yeah. Okay. And then career stats, 3 seasons at Wisconsin. This past season, he had an offensive mindset change. They went from being a power run offense to, I think, the air raid run. It's like a mixture of the air raid and power run. It was an interesting offense to be able to watch. So this is going to be carries, yards, and touchdowns. This is strictly focusing on rushing. So 2021, 186 carries, 1,268 yards, 12 touchdowns. 2022, 230 carries, 1,242 yards, and 11 touchdowns. 2023, 181 carries, 984 yards, and 12 touchdowns. These past couple of years, he's had just other running backs to compete against as well. He started and did very well against the Big Ten as a 19-year-old, coming out as a true freshman, trying to run against those defenses.
He was 17 as a true freshman.
Sorry, 17. My apologies.
Isn't that crazy? I just, not to be like, well, actually, but like, dude, that's insane.
It was super young. Yeah.
We already jumped into the plays. I need to move inside. But initial thoughts on Braelon Allen. Obviously, if you've listened to the show, you know that I love Braelon Allen. After watching the film, I did see there's like a little more to be desired. Like the highlight tape is cool. He's trucking dudes. He's doing big boy things. But there's sometimes that it looks like he forgets that he's 240. Like he's running out there like he's he runs like he's Bucky Irving sometimes, but he's not nearly as fast. So I'm excited to get into some specific plays with him. Tommy, do you have any pre-film Braelon Allen vibes?
Not really. I mean, I love him. I love big backs that are fast, especially if I can get them fairly cheaply in my rookie drafts. This is exactly the type of profile that I want to invest in. But let's dig into the film.
Heck yeah. Spoiler alert, he is not fast. So his first play, it looks like it's a stretch to the left, and then I love this specifically on this play because it shows like he's not going to make it the big play, but right here, it looks like there's nowhere else to go. He finds the cutback lane, and he gets yards that he probably shouldn't have been getting there. So people are going to knock him because he didn't break that tackle there, but like not everybody is going to break every tackle. Like not everybody is Breece Hall. So, Evan, what did you see on that play? Anything that tickled your fancy? Or you're done? You hate him?
Look, Mike, I don't hate him. I mean, I appreciated the fact that, age-adjusted metrics, he's going to look very good on age-adjusted metrics when you try and look at the analytical profile of it. You start looking at it, he seems like he very much is a power gap type running back. Just kind of hits the hole with authority. And I just don't see the lateral quickness that I would really want to see, which I think is going to really limit him in his scheme fits. And I think that's going to end up pushing him down in the draft, which is why I ended up making that top 100 pick bet with you, Mike, which I think is a very fair line with how the running backs are being viewed in the NFL. And I will say, I do think in watching a lot of Wisconsin, being a Penn State fan and watching a lot of Big Ten football, I do think he is a patient runner, and I do think he has solid vision.
Yeah. I love the vision. I love the contact balance at times, but it's also my biggest knock on him. It's like, we'll see it later. So I don't want to dive into it because I'll start gushing. But just another play here. Nothing too crazy. Inside run. But man.
He doesn't go down easy. Most of the time, he doesn't go down easy.
Look at him put this kid in the weight room. Let's go. Sorry.
No,
Anyway,
you're good, Mike. Yeah.
Yes, he doesn't go down easy. Tommy, did you elicit an emotional response there? Because it should have.
It made my heart flutter, to be honest with you. It's not just that he trucked the dude. It's the acceleration to get back up to his top speed. And yeah, he was immediately hit after, but he was looking for the next guy to hit too. And that's amazing to me. I just love seeing that.
Yep,
one of the things that I'm really excited to see come combine time is I want to see his 10-yard split.
Yep.
Like that is one of the things that I am just dying to see because I think he's going to absolutely destroy the 10-yard split for his weight.
Yep. Which matters.
Oh yeah. I think he's a base hit runner. So he's never going to hit the home runs. Like he's not going to turn 15 yards into 40. But look at him just pull out of that guy. And then, oh man, I wish he would have got one more. But he's going to turn a lot of 5-yard runs into 15-yard runs. He's going to turn a lot of 0-yard runs into 6-yard runs. He's going to keep an offense on schedule.
Does he remind you a little bit of Brandon Jacobs?
Did you see my tweet earlier?
You don't know. You know I don't have Twitter.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. So my Braelon Allen draft profile dropped today on Last Word on Sports. My pro comp for him was timid Brandon Jacobs.
Look at that.
We didn't talk before this, folks.
No, we genuinely did not.
This is me and Evan just vibing. But yeah, dude, and Brandon Jacobs had periods where he would just forget that he was huge too.
Yeah, he would just run out of bounds. He'd see a safety. He's got like 30 pounds on, and he'd just be like, "Oh, I'm just going to run out of bounds."
It's like, dude, put your shoulder down. But next play, man, I could just watch Braelon Allen all day.
Finds the hole, stretches it, continues to bounce off the arm tackles.
Like that would have been.
That's a Derrick Henry run right there.
Yeah,
it's getting to the edge right there and stiff arming some hapless linebacker. That is exactly what Derrick Henry has like eaten everyone's lunch on. He may not have his top end speed, but that is a super useful trait to have in the NFL.
Oh yeah. But I'm going to keep clicking through and like letting the people see the highlights that we had built here. Evan, tell me about Braelon Allen. Where do you think he goes in the real NFL draft? Take our top 100 bet aside. And like really, where do you think people should be taking him in their rookie drafts?
Yeah, realistically in the NFL draft, I think he's going to be a 3rd-round pick. In sitting on it, I think most likely he's going to be a 3rd-round pick. I think it could end up being a scheme-specific knock, and the fact that I do not like watching him in pass pro at all.
Yeah.
For somebody that large, he just lets the defenders hit him. And he's just like, yeah, I'm giant. Try and run through me. Have fun. Yeah. Like he just doesn't take on a linebacker in the hole with authority, which is really frustrating to be able to watch.
He's more of a door than a hammer sometimes.
Very much so. Very much so. You look at his pass catching ability, and Wisconsin doesn't use their backs like that, first and foremost.
Yep.
So let's make that very clear. If you're just going to look at his production from a pass catching standpoint, but I think his pass catching definitely leaves something to be desired. But I absolutely love the downhill running style that he has. He seems like the perfect back to be able to get that scat back in there, be able to have that 3rd down back that can have good pass pro, be a weapon out of the backfield.
Yep.
And he can just be that 1st and 2nd down hammer. That just slowly wears the defense down, keeps your team in front of the sticks, keeps them in positive play script.
If you take Braelon Allen in the 3rd as a real NFL team and then take Bucky Irving in the 4th as a real NFL team, you now have revitalized your backfield and they're perfect.
Sign me up right there.
I'm super on board with that.
But okay, back to rookie drafts. I think he's going to be a mid to late 2nd round, depending on landing spot. I think landing spot is going to be very important with him. I think there's going to be some offenses that you're really going to look at the scheme and figure out, okay, this is a gap power run team. And he fits absolutely just majestically into that kind of scheme in the NFL.
Yep.
If he gets one of those without having to have a major share in a backfield that's pretty wide open, I think you'll see him start getting pushed up to the top of the 2nd.
That makes sense. Tommy, vibes on Braelon Allen after seeing about 8 plays.
Love him. Gotta have him. Gonna have so much of him. I would draft him in my rookie drafts wherever the tier of 1st-round wide receivers ends. He's at that next decision point for me. in front of any second round NFL drafted wide receiver. That's where I'm starting to think about guys like him. And I think that if you just look at historic draft capital, if he's drafted in the third round, 46% chance that he gives you a top 24 season. Like, sign me up. I'm in for this.
Yeah. I love it. I love the tie to draft capital because I do think Evan and I are going to be in each other's mentions and like texting each other all day during the combine. Because if Braelon Allen runs a 4.5 something, he is a top 100 NFL pick.
Yes, he is.
If he runs a 4.6 something, I'm getting nervous. So we really got to see what the 10-yard split is. We really got to see what the acceleration is. Like if on draft day he finds himself as the guy, which, I mean, off the top of my head, are there any places that you could see him going where he would immediately be the guy? I think Minnesota makes a lot of sense. Shout out Mike Zimmelman for the comment there. If Cincinnati moves on from Mixon, there's a chance. If there's not a lot of places that you're thinking and you're like, wow, there's a clear opening here.
Don't sleep on Green Bay. I think that would be a great fit for them. Yeah. They've been uninspired by Dylan. How old are we with Aaron Jones now? Is he 29 or 30 years old? Like, I think that'd be a great fit.
Yeah. Well, and the contract situation with Aaron Jones, like I think most people know where that's at right now.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I haven't started diving into depth chart scouting yet at this point. That's usually next month for me. So it's coming up here shortly, but haven't quite gotten there yet.
Whoever goes to the Chargers and the Ravens is going to be on the short list of everyone's dynasty darlings, because the Ravens fit is just perfect for basically any running because they give so much space. Like Gus Edwards looks fast there. Like Braelon Allen would look like lightning there because there's just huge holes.
Just imagine the efficiency of JK coming back with Braelon.
Man, RIP with those Achilles though.
Yeah.
So where I'm at with Braelon Allen, I think that he is going to be a top 80 pick. So I think that he's going to be early day 3 at the latest. I personally think that because of how poor the running back class is, like he could get shoved into the second round because they're like, well, there's not a lot of better options than a 20-year-old with 3,000 scrimmage yards in the Big Ten. Like he turned 20 on Monday. That 20 years old. He still can't legally drink, but he's going to be trucking NFL linebackers in a couple months. Like that is insane to me. That doesn't click the right way. So I think he's going to get day 2 capital. And if he gets day 2 capital, like I expect, I'm comfortable taking him, like Tommy said, right after those first round wide receivers. And I might even like flex him in front of one of those. If there's one that I don't really love that goes to a bad place, like if Keon Coleman, who has a very weird profile, goes to a very weird fit at the end of the first round, like maybe I swap those two. So back into the first, if he gets a good landing spot, middle of the second, if he gets a really cruddy one.